people think that self-confidence is all about believing in yourself or feeling good about yourself. But what true self-confidence is the daily practices that you do that eventually becomes part of who you are, part of your lifestyle, and they impact each and every aspect of your own life. And whether you are navigating social situations, pursuing your dreams, or simply facing everyday life challenges, confidence is your secret weapon. And today, by the end of this video, you will be empowered, impacted, challenged, and inspired to stand tall, embracing your uniqueness and radiate self-confidence. From personal relationships, career success, and even emotional well-being. Welcome to Miss on a Mission, and let's explore more practical daily practices that are going to enable you to build unwavering self-confidence. The first thing that you are going to do in order to build your self-confidence is to groom yourself. And I know this seems like an obvious thing, but here's what I'm talking about. From showering, from shaving, from how you dress yourself, from your oral hygiene. Do you exfoliate? How are your nails? Are your nails kept, or are they long and full of the unimaginable dirt that can get trapped in long nails? It all comes down to how you groom yourself. A single shower in a day after work can change everything. It can change your entire feelings for your self-confidence. Imagine if you are used to coming home from work, you do all your night chores, and you sleep without taking a shower. How about you start taking a shower every single day, 2 showers in a day, in the morning and in the evening, and see what it's going to do to your self-confidence. By doing that simple thing, a simple thing like a shower, guess what you can do? You can completely turn around your entire mood. And that results into feeling more confident because you are telling yourself that you matter, you deserve, you take care of yourself, and above everything, you love who you are. You love yourself. And maybe for people who are single, they are going to tell me, why do I need to shave and I am single? Start treating yourself as that person that you love. If you knew that you were going to be having your partner with you every single day, would you wait until it's 3 months before you shaved? Would you wait until a bush grows down there? Or would you always be clean and well kept, exfoliated underneath? I bet you already know the answer. How about you start doing that exactly to yourself, because you are the first person that you love before you can accommodate anybody else, before you can share your love to and with somebody else. The next thing, this is almost a cliche, is dressing nicely. In my last 2 videos, I talked about how I changed how I dressed. Something simple as finding clothes that accentuates my body shape. Something simple as dresses or clothes that perfectly fit me. Why is it that we go for extra big clothes? We are no longer teens. And if you are watching me and you are a teen and you don't like wearing those baggy clothes, how about you go ahead and ditch them and start finding clothes that perfectly fit you? How about you not go for the shortest clothes and find something that is modest? And by modest here, I am talking about your own definition of modesty. How about you find something that fits you perfectly? How about you experiment with different types of clothing, different types of colors, until you can find something that really works for you, something that complements your body shape, something that accentuates every feature of your body. And I also want to remind you guys, those days that you're going nowhere are the days that I want you to start dressing up. While on Saturday you're going nowhere because from Monday to Friday you looked all nice, you were well kept, you are properly groomed and you dressed impeccably nice? How about on Saturday, because you will be going nowhere, how about you put away all those pajamas? How about you clean your body in the morning just like any other normal day? What changes? The fact that it's on a weekend doesn't change that you need to get groomed, you need to stay clean, you need to get dressed up. Dress yourself nicely. When you're going out for those groceries, how about you dress nicely? Start doing that and come back here, tell me I am a fraud, I am a scam, I lied to you, that it didn't elevate how you felt as a person. Your self-confidence is going to be elevated. You're going to feel more confident. Even the way people are going to look at you. By the time someone is approaching you, you will be in high spirits because you feel good about yourself, because you know you took the time, you put in the effort to look better before you left the house, despite the fact that it's on a weekend. The next thing that you need to do so that you can build yourself is redefining your self-image. I want to tell you this. How we view ourselves, it really matters. And I know there's so many things that have contributed to how we view ourselves. That picture, the image, the perception we hold about ourselves. Maybe growing up you've heard a lot of, you are chubby. Chubby people don't look as good. Your skin is too melanated. You are too short, and short people are not as good. Light-skinned people look better. Maybe that is what you grew up hearing. Maybe you grew up hearing that your nose is too big, or your nose is too long, or your nose is this and that. That you don't have the perfect teeth in the entire world. You shouldn't be smiling as much. And that has made you to believe that you are an ugly person. You are not as beautiful. You have had this picture about yourself that you can only be better. You can only be beautiful. You can only be gorgeous if at all your skin is light. If at all your nose is tinier. If at all you had squirrel or rabbit teeth. I don't know if you have squirrel teeth, but I think there are. You have ended up holding that perception about yourself. I want you to sit down and redefine who you are, what your self-image is. I want you to redefine it. Put away all the definitions that you were given growing up, or whatever, any definition that was given to you about who you are. I want you to cancel it. And if it's so hard for you to let it go, I want you to sit down and question it. Question every word of that definition and ask yourself, is that true? Go look in the mirror and see yourself. You know who you are. And simply just because your Martha, your dad, told you that you're not beautiful because you're light-skinned, or you're not beautiful because you're dark-skinned, it doesn't mean that that is final and that is who you are. You can change that. Our mental picture of how we view ourselves tremendously affects our self-confidence. Some people are out here suffering, missing the opportunities, failing to be in rooms, and failing to take the responsibilities and positions that they are supposed to be holding simply because they have a bad, poor perception, picture of who they are. The picture is not fixed or immutable. You can change it anytime. The minute you decide, this is not who I am, this is not what I want to look to myself, that is the minute that you unleash the magic of your true self. And that is going to give you your true self-confidence. Because when you know who you are, truly to the core, nothing and no one can make you feel anything else apart from who you think you are. The next thing that I want you to do is to think positive. Positive mentality. How do you talk to yourself? What do you repeatedly talk about yourself? Because, and I tell this especially to the people close to me, stop saying bad things about yourself in the name of a joke. Your subconscious mind doesn't understand a joke or not a joke. Replace every negative thought with a positive one. And how do you even do this? Because someone is going to tell me, I don't know where to start. I've heard this 1,000+1 times and I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. Journaling is your best friend in this case. Meditation is your best friend in this case. Mirror work is your best friend in this case. That is how you're going to reprogram how you think. That is how you're going to challenge those negative thoughts in your mind and affirm and reaffirm again and again to yourself that no, we are not ugly, we are beautiful, whether we are dark-skinned or whether we are light-skinned. The thoughts you have about yourself, what you are doing, unless you change them, unless you command them and change them, and sometimes it's going to feel like I'm doing nothing. I don't feel like anything is changing. Let me tell you what you are not doing. Let me tell you when something isn't changing. When you sit down and wallow and get lost in those negative thoughts, negative self-talk repeatedly, consistently. And if it's because of your circle that is making you not consistently keep up with reprogramming your thoughts and your mind and your habits, I always say this, you don't have to cast them off completely. How about you limit the time you spend with them? How about you put up boundaries? Limit the time that you interact with them and start involving yourself in activities that and hobbies and things that are nourishing to your mind, to your body, and to your soul. Start listening to podcasts that are positive, that are nourishing, that are educating, that are building you as a person. That is how you change who you are. That is how you change your thought process. That is how you change your negative thoughts. Start replacing those thoughts with positive ones. The next thing that I want you to do in order for you to build your self-confidence is to create the time intentionally and get to know yourself. One thing I'm going to tell you is that you cannot defeat your enemy unless you know him. And in this case, who is your enemy? You are your enemy. And someone is questioning, what do you mean that I am my own enemy? When you are repeatedly entertaining those thoughts that are negative, you are being your enemy. When you are not doing what you know you are supposed to do in order to become a better person, in order to get closer to your dream version, you are your enemy. When you are not journaling, when you know it's going to help you process and get rid of some thoughts and your emotions, you, my darling, are being your enemy. Start spending time alone. Take yourself on solo dates without your friends. And I did a short video about this on my TikTok. And I was on a solo date. And all I want to know is intentionally to learn who I am. What do I like? What are my values? And I might have done that even before. But this journey that doesn't have an end. That is the reality of things. And when I am going back, I am backsliding, I am relapsing and trying to go back to where I am coming from, it means something is not working. And I need to be alone to understand why is it that what I am doing is not working yet. You need to spend time alone in order for you to understand yourself. And I'm going to tell you this for free. Some of the relationships that we are keeping during this time of growth do not serve us. Some of the friends that you have, guess what I tell you? You're just being delusional. These things are not for us, especially for blacks. These things are not for us. Whatever you are doing, you're just being crazy. You don't need such friends in this phase in your life. Get out there and find your tribe. And if that means doing it in tears, sweat, and all alone, then why not? If you have to repeatedly say yes to the world and say no to yourself each and every time, like consistently, why then does even the world deserve you? Because if you are saying yes to the world, it means you are in return saying no to the most important person that matters in your life. Do you know what digging deep and learning who learning who you are and understanding who you are as a person does? It eventually builds you as a person, and so that, do you know what it does? Eventually it builds your self-confidence. I don't know how to tell you this, but do you know when you know this is not what I like? When you know I am not this type of a person and I can deliver on who I think I am. Have you ever been in such a scenario? I want you to remember on that specific time that you were in such a scenario, how confident you were, because you knew the person you know you are, and you knew you could deliver 150%. And nothing shook you at that moment because you knew who you are. That is what I want you to do. Get to know yourself. Do it alone. In this case, you don't need anyone to be by your side. Get to know yourself. The next thing that I want you to do is to act positive. Thinking alone, my darlings, doesn't do the work. More than just thinking, I want you to go ahead and put it into action. It's one thing to learn to think positively, but acting on it is what changes everything. Instead of telling yourself, I am kind, how about you go ahead and do kind acts to others? How about you go ahead and show care to yourself, love yourself by going for monthly checkups, by taking care of your health, by reading positive books, by eating healthy, by exercising, by interacting with community, people that nurture and help you to grow. Instead of just saying and thinking, how about you finish the job by acting? Put the energy into action and wait for the magic to unfold. That is going to aid in big self-confidence. The next thing that I want you to start doing is to be kind and generous. I want you to look into your life about the times you give everything. You literally put all your cares, all your needs aside just to show compassion, just to show kindness, just to be generous to someone you loved or someone you cared for. Why did you do that? Because maybe all you were hoping for was in the time of the same need, you are going to get that in return. Whether you like it or not, there is something that pushed you to do it. Or maybe it's because you are generally a kind and generous person. But are you really a generous and kind person if you cannot be that to yourself? If you're not kind and generous to yourself, what is it that you are trying to look in other people by being kind and generous? Being generous with yourself, about your time, about material things, about your energy, about everything, is tremendously a way to improve your self-image. And when your self-image is good, Not from what the world tells you it is, but from who you know yourself to be, you eventually become confident. When you know genuinely that you are a good person, that you are a kind person, that you are a good person, a pure person, that makes you feel good. What happens when you start feeling good? You guessed right, my darlings. You feel confident. And when you feel confident, you walk outside there and you are exuding huge confidence. The next practical thing that you need to do in order to build self-confidence is to define your principles and live by them. Not only do you define them, but also you live by them. You cannot live by your principles if at all you don't even know what they are. Do you even know what you value? Do you value humility? Do you value meekness? Do you value kindness? Do you value openness? Do you value authenticity? What is this that you value? What are the principles that you live by? Do you only hold them upon other people and not yourself? Is it just a picture that you have painted for people, for the outside world to know, to think that that's who you are? Or is it exactly who you are? If you don't know what your principles are, you are preparing for trouble. I want you to take yourself seriously. I want you to start learning who you are as a person and understand what are your core values. Who are you to the core? And start living by them. Because when you start doing that, that is the only way you're going to attract people of the same nature. People that are humble, people that are generous, people that are authentic, people that are kind. Start living by the standards, by the principles that you hold upon other people. The next thing to build your self-confidence is speaking slowly. And I am addressing myself right here because personally, I don't talk slowly. Unless I am aware about it, I am not slow. But I feel like the pace that I talk with is okay. I'm not sure unless you guys you tell me. But if you want to be confident, start practicing talking slowly, speaking slowly, making sure that you are articulate and someone who is listening to you can understand what you said. They don't have to keep on saying, excuse me, pardon, I didn't get that, sorry. They don't have to keep on doing that. And I want you to start taking note of what happens when you don't feel worthy, when you don't feel like you deserve, when you feel like you are in the wrong rooms, that you are in the wrong circle. You are going to talk faster, in a hurriedly way, and also your words are not going to be audible enough. When we feel that we are not worthy to be listened to, that's what we do. We oftenly speak in a rush and in low tone. So someone has to inevitably tell you, pardon, I didn't get that. Can you kindly please? Would you please kindly repeat what you said? And it's normal. Sometimes it happens when you are in environments that shake your confidence. That is understandable. But if you have to do it each and every time, that's where I want you to draw the line. From today, I want you to start practicing talking slowly. If you start working on these other things that I talked about, you are going to be an excellently confident person. So it is not going to be a usual thing for you to talk in a rush or in a low tone. And that makes you a good speaker in return. And someone is going to tell me, naturally, I'm a first talker. Yes, I think I am, but you can work on it. There is nothing we can't change about ourselves. You can work on that. How about you go ahead and try and come back here and tell me how the progress is. The next thing, honestly, I am addressing myself, is your body language. I want all of us to start doing our posture correction. Lately, I've been doing a research about myself, trying to understand myself even more. And I realized that because of the trauma that is trapped in my system, I am somehow, I want to call it naturally, but it's not a natural way because this is trauma that has made me to be that way. I am slouched just a bit. You cannot actually notice. I am a little bit slouched, and that's not a good sign. And I thank God because I am aware about it, and I want us to start correcting our postures. There are some of us who are like this. How about we start working on our posture? And it's going to be hard the very first days because the body naturally is, for the longest time, has been used to being in a certain posture. So it means you're going to stretch your bones, you're going to stretch your muscles. Is it bones? I think it's muscles. And that is not going to be an interesting thing, the most interesting and the most happy thing to do, but I want you to train it. And sometimes I'm even forgetting, but because I'm aware, I want my posture to be this. I want to correct my posture. I want to walk into a room and people feel, yes, her body language is welcoming. Because when you are slouched, you are telling us that you are not confident, that you don't think you belong, that you don't even think you deserve to be in that place that you are in. So how about you start slowly correcting your body posture? It is going to do magic, to unleash magic in your self-confidence. And did you know that confident body language influences massively how people perceive you? I guess now you know. The next thing that you need to do so that you can work on your self-confidence is competence. I want you to choose a certain thing. Whether it's in an area of study, I want you to choose that thing and invest your all. Become a master at least one thing. We don't have limitations here. I want you to do that and become a master. Know everything. Have the information at your fingertips in that specific area of interest. And especially if you cannot afford to further your studies, how about you just choose something, an area of interest, and study it completely 100%. You are going to become confident. The next thing, and I couldn't finish this video before saying this because this is part and parcel of becoming confident, setting achievable goals. I want you to set a goal that you know you can achieve and actually go ahead and pursue it and achieve it. Repeat it until it becomes a habit. For instance, someone is overthinking already, but I want to give you an example. You don't make your bed every day when you wake up. How about you start making your bed every day? And the first few days, you are going to meet resistance because this is something new. It's actually something that you don't like in this case, but it is something that improves, betters your life. So you have to go harder and beat resistance. How about you go ahead and start making your bed every single day for at least 2 weeks? That is the max I give myself. For 2 weeks consistently, start making your bed. By the third week, you won't think about it. You will wake up and the next thing you know, you're already making your bed. It's easy as that. Tiny, achievable goals. Once you achieve that, continue with it and add another one. Don't do a big one yet. Don't do a harder one. If it's emptying the dishes, if it's clearing your dust cans, your trash cans, I want you to do, before you sleep, I want you to start doing that. Continue with it until it becomes habitual. And go on and on and on. Eventually, your life is going to become better. And by the time you're leaving your house in the morning, guess what? You're going to feel like a superstar, a superhuman, a superman, a superwoman. Why? Because you know your house is clean. You are not worried about doo-doos being in your house by the time you're coming back in the evening. Because your house is clean. Your bed is made. Your kitchen is clean. You don't have trash in your home, trapped in your can. And once you do that, guess what? You're going to feel better. And without even noticing, you are going to set bigger goals. You are going to achieve them, and you are going to conquer resistance. And guess what happens after that? Magic. Automatically, the magic of self-confidence is unleashed. And do you know what each achievement does? Each achievement reinforces your belief in your abilities. You are telling yourself that you actually show up for the things that you say you are going to do. You also reaffirm that I have the abilities to achieve whatever I say I'm going to achieve. And to that, it's magic for self-confidence. The next thing that you are going to do, my darlings, for you to be able to build self-confidence is to focus on solutions rather than problems. A fan of mine is already thinking, I have heard you talk about that again and again. What is the secret about that point? Let me share it with you. If you are naturally, not even naturally, because these things we adopt and we make them like it's our life. If you are a complainer normally, and you're always fixated on complaining and the problems and how bad things are, how bad people are, how things never works, how your mentality is somewhere in a trash can and feels like it's so tight it cannot be opened. I want you to refocus. I want you to intentionally become aware of that. Radical acceptance. You remember I talked about radical acceptance? Accepting that this is who I am. A complainer. Accepting that alone is, guys, you're going to excuse me. Let me tell you what happened. My tiny tripod just broke, and in the middle of this masterpiece. But we have to finish this video. So you're going to excuse the lighting and all that because I'm literally using my microwave and my kettle as my tripod to finish this video. So I want you to refocus. I want you to refocus from being a negative person, a complainant, is fixated on the bad things, on all the problems and all these things, and not the good things or the possibilities of the solutions that could come out of such situations. Instead of you wallowing in a loser mentality mindset, how about you ask yourself, how can I achieve a positive change? How can I get something different, something that is positive and different from what I'm experiencing right now? For instance, I am fat, and you're always telling people how hard it is for you to change your weight, how hard it is for you to even start with your workouts, and you do the workouts and nothing changes. How about you start asking yourself, what is it that I'm not doing right in my workouts? Or if you're not yet working out, how can I change my size? And your mind then goes ahead and tells you, but I can't, it's hard. I can't even afford the gym membership and all that. I can't even motivate myself. I'm going to start, and I know for sure by the first week I'm going to be demotivated and I will stop. Ask yourself, how can I solve that? How can I make myself go beyond, get past me expecting me to motivate myself? What can I do to get the motivation that I need for me to be in that gym for as long as it needs me to be, for as long as it takes for me to achieve my dream body size? Oh, but it's so hard. I don't have the energy. What is the solution? At the end of the day, that is not helping anything. What is the solution for you to get the energy? I want you to change your mindset. And it's not going to come naturally. And especially if your environment right now does not support that, or you have been the biggest complainant in your life, it's going to take time. And this is not also going to just appear because now you listened to Miss on a Mission's video and you think, let me sit and wait. No, it's going to come from doing these practices: meditation, journaling, interacting with positive and life-changing content, interacting with content that serves you as a person positively. It's going to come from engaging in conversations, interacting with circles and people that are nurturing, that are going to unleash the magic that is in you as a person. The last thing that I want to complete this video with is celebrating every single small win. We are so good at noticing other people's small wins, but when it comes to us, we don't see it. We do not see it. And I realized this myself the other day, last week. A friend of mine told me that I have improved so much in my writing than I was 7-10 years ago. I told her, no, I actually feel like I'm becoming worse, because I feel like I am not in places, I'm not in rooms, I do not interact with people and with environments that allow me to become better. And she told me, you are lying to yourself. It's because you have higher expectations of yourself and you do not see these tiny wins, and you are just expecting to see the bigger change for you to notice that you changed. Something simple as clearing your desk, something simple as clearing your sink, something simple as making your bed, something simple as dressing up and cleaning yourself during the weekends. How about you look at that and applaud yourself for accomplishing that? You have been procrastinating to do something like clearing your basket, your laundry basket. How about you go ahead and do that and then celebrate yourself? Celebrating yourself could be making your favorite meal or taking a nap, acknowledging every minor achievement. It's going to make you believe in yourself. It tells your mind that we know what we want and we are seeing what we are doing. Each small victory adds up to greater confidence. Remember, confidence isn't all about perfection. It's about embracing your imperfections and owning your unique journey. And confidence, at the end of the day, it's a skill that you are going to cultivate in your life. Consistent efforts and self-compassion is what is going to lead to unshakable self-assurance. And that is the magic to building your self-confidence. Until the next video, guys, make sure you don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and leave me your comment. Let me know what you think about this video. If you loved it, please give it a thumbs up as well.